It's less of a poem, more of a sermon. And I really hope none of you are religious. Getting that out of the way, but let's get started.
Brothers and sisters, we are gathered here today to celebrate one of the oldest forms of art in history, putting words together. Word art is rooted deeply in our culture. Some may ask, where did it come from? And I say to you, humans. Where did humans come from? I say to you, evolution. Where did it begin? Well, I'm glad you asked. In the beginning, time and space were infinite, confined to a single impossible point. Everything was the same. All was one. All of the forces that governed reality were one force. Then, in the smallest conceivable fraction of a moment, everything rapidly expanded. The unified force separated into gravity, electromagnetism, and the nuclear forces. Particles and antiparticles formed, collided, and annihilated. The universe was a dense and murky soup of subatomic particles. 377,000 years later, the soup cooled. Light was decoupled from matter, and the universe became transparent. The Dark Ages had begun. Atoms formed as the constituent parts of matter were pulled together by gravity. Over millions of years, hydrogen, helium, and lithium would coalesce like sugar crystals in a vast boiling ocean. Dense clouds of gas ignited nuclear fusion in their centers, and the first stars were born. They burned quickly and died violently, but in their death throes, massive supernova. These giants let loose the heavy elements fused in their hellish cores. The first, stardust, seeded the universe. In their wake, left behind were black holes. Gravity crushed the innards of a star until it collapsed, shedding off its outer layers. Black hole winds and dark matter drew these stars into filaments. These superclusters weaved across the universe as a haphazard web, and in these filaments, matter collided. Massive black holes collected billions of stars in their orbit, and as they slowly devoured all around them, an ecosystem was formed. Galaxies were created. 4.5 billion years ago, a collection of stardust ignited. The excess gases and dust were blown away and formed a ring around the young star. 150 million kilometers away, rock and watery dust gathered together. Growing more massive, the planetoid was battered by debris. Gravity compressed the collection into a sphere. A smaller proto-planets crashed into it, almost destroying each other, but the planet survived. It acquired a satellite, formed from the remnants of the clash between the two celestial bodies. It shielded the planet from a barrage of meteorites and asteroids. All was quiet as the molten rock cooled. Oceans were formed, and so too an atmosphere. Then, in the cosmological blink of an eye, life blossomed on the planet. This life began to observe itself and its surroundings. They dubbed the planet Earth. And here we are, Earthlings. We are all stardust. We've only existed for a very short time, and the inevitable death of our sun awaits us in a billion years, but for now, we are left to our own devices. Unlike the majority of matter in the universe, we get to determine our destiny. Is our species to die out here on our birth rock? Imagine it. We live in a thriving universe, a new frontier with endless possibility. It is in our nature to explore. Our history is one of mass migration, adaptation, and innovation. We descended the trees of Africa to climb the highest mountains and cross entire oceans. We have a whole solar system to explore, and who knows what after that. What are we waiting for? Thank you.
She does not see the waves, her sink with swirling eddies, diluting tea stains on her porcelain hands. Nor does she hear clinking of silver spoons against